Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jake here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be putting a spotlight on Yanma in the Jungle Cup meta. So right before we take a look at the PvP simulations with Yanma versus the top 22 of the Jungle Cup meta, I want to say, if you guys are new, please don't forget to drop that subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below after you've watched the video, of course. And if this video helped you, please tell me in the comments down below. I really appreciate the support on all the videos. And once again, I want to remind you guys, if you are interested in joining me in my live streams upcoming in the future on twitch.tv, please follow me on there. My Twitch is twitch.tv/theycallmejake. I'll leave that link down below in the description if you guys want to check that out. And without further ado, let's take a look at Yanma, the Dragonfly, against the top 22 in the Jungle Cup meta. So, we got pvpoke.com here in front of us against the top 22 picks. The preferred moveset for Yanma is Wing Attack, Silver Wind, and Ancient Power. And then we have the top 22, like the same thing we did in the Venomoth video, one video back. You guys can take a look here as I scroll through them. Pretty much the top 22 meta in my opinion, with the grass, the bug, the normal, the electric, the flying, the water, the bug fighting, the rock electric, and then the grass fighting as well. That is Breloom. So the one huge upside to Yanma against the other bugs is that it can eat the other bugs alive. Now, if you guys haven't checked this out, Yanma is a dragonfly, and apparently, based on Google, dragonflies eat other bugs. So yeah, that gives you a perfect and accurate role for Yanma, is to eat the other bug types alive. So that's what it will do here with that wing attack, as well as the ancient power, being able to deal super effective damage to the other bug types, to the grass types, and it even has that great coverage with ancient power against the flying types. And the epic thing about Yanma is that it has access to 2 stat boosting moves. So if you guys out there are gamblers, or you like to take risks with a very high potential reward, I highly recommend Yanma, because if you get one of those boosts, you are looking fantastic. So let's move into the overall battle ratings with Yanma versus the top 22 meta in 0 shields each. So we have 11 wins and 10 losses, so that's a positive scenario for Yanma in 1 draw. As you can see, Yanma will be 2 times resisting the fighting and the grass moves, just like the majority of the other bugs, I believe. Yes, it's double resisting both fighting and grass. As you can see, it has an incredibly high rating versus Heracross, Breloom, Victreebel, Ivysaur, Vespiquen, Beedrill, Venomoth, Venusaur, Fortress, Teazor, and Masquerain. Those are all of its positive matchups there. And then against the Scyther, it's actually a draw in the 0 shields. And then it loses to the flyers. As you guys know, birds eat bugs. So Pidgeot beats it, Cradily beats it, Vigoroth ekes it out, Noctowl will win. And then we have the electrics, and then the rock electrics that will absolutely dominate this. So just watch out definitely for things like Raichu, Magneton, Alolan Graveler, and Alolan Golem. Those will absolutely annihilate you. So now that we got 0 shields done with, let's go to 1 shields apiece against the top meta. Let's hit battle here. And then here we have 9 wins, 11 losses, and 2 draws. And overall the ratings are pretty much the same. It actually takes wins against Cradily now, because Cradily is weak to flying moves, because it is part grass, which means it's also weak to that Silver Wind. I'm not 100% on the weakness to flying. I think it is. I don't think rock resists flying moves, but maybe I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong on that, but I know for a fact Silver Wind does do super effective damage. It beats Heracross, Ivysaur, Vespiquen, Victreebel. It actually can beat Vigoroth here. So just like Venomoth, this monster can also beat Vigoroth as well as the counter to Vigoroth, so that is awesome. And then this time it actually loses to Venomoth. It loses to Fortress, Scyther, Beedrill, just amongst a few, because Scyther has access to that Air Slash, which will be chunking away your health. And Beedrill also has access to that Poison Jab, X Scissor, and Sludge Bomb. And then yeah, the others are obviously the Electrics and the Rocks. That will definitely beat Yanma because of that Bug and Flying type. It is 4 times weak to Rock, Yanma is, and then it is 2 times weak to Electric. So yeah, there's that. And then let's move into 2 shields here and take a look at what we got. We got 11 wins, 11 losses, and 0 draws. So it's even across the board here. Again, it is another wall to the grass and the fighters. So you could just scroll through these ratings here, pause the video if you need to. It beats a lot of the other bug type, guys. That's one of its main selling points, is it beats Heracross, it beats Fortress in 2 shields, beats Vespiquen in all shielding scenarios pretty much. Because of the fact that that wing attack damage is doing super effective damage, and as well it has access to that amazing coverage move that is Ancient Power. So that can win you matchups even against some of the flying type Pokemon. And obviously it has amazing coverage against the other bug types that are part flying or part bug. So yeah, it has amazing coverage, but obviously the main downside is that it loses hard. And I mean loses hard to the Rock and the Electrics and the Steel and the Electrics. So you guys will see later in the video when I show the battles. But yeah, that's the ratings against the top 22 meta in all even shielding scenarios. Let's take a look real quick here at a few sims against some key matchups to show you why it eats the other bug types. So let's take a look at Vespiquen here just to compare it to some other bug types. We got Vespiquen with Bug Bite, Power Gem, and X Scissor. That is definitely the preferred moveset. And let's just do 2 shields since they're both, Vespiquen is favorable or better in 2 shields. But yeah, you guys can see that it wins in all the even shielding scenarios in 0, 1, and 2. It dominates because, as you guys can see here, that wing attack is doing some very nice damage, while that Bug Bite is only doing 2 damage per. And then on top of that, it is forced to shield those Ancient Powers. And then as you can see there at the end, 1 Ancient Power, guys, does 110 damage to Vespiquen. And yeah, there is very little hope for Vespiquen to come out on top there. And this is the same pretty much throughout the other bug types. Let's take a look at Venomoth with Confusion, Psychic. Now let's do Silverwind and Poison Fang. And even here, as you guys can see, it ties in the 1 shield scenario. It wins in the 0 shield against Venomoth, and then it wins in the 2 shield as well, because of the fact that it has access to that Ancient Power, and it acts as a flyer because it has wing attack. So there you guys go. There's 2 of the main bug types. Let's take a look at Scyther, one of its losing matchups, and that is a loss because of that Air Slash, which is a heavy hitting fast move. And then it also has access to Aerial Ace. But you guys can see here, it ties in the 0 shield scenario, and it actually comes out pretty close in the 1 and 2. As you can see, the battle rating is only 449, which means, look at that, guys, it comes down to 11 HP in the end. This Scyther does. Yeah, this shows you how strong Yanma is as a counter to the other flyers. But let's take a look at some counters here to Yanma. We got Noctowl with Wing Attack, Sky Attack, and Psychic. And this is where Yanma definitely struggles. You guys can see the battle ratings here. It loses in all even shielding scenarios. No hope really, but it will force out those shields with Ancient Power. But yeah, it's just going to lose because that bug typing, that sub bug typing, makes it weak to other flying type moves. And then let's take a look at the ultimate counter to Yanma, guys, and that is Alolan Golem. Now, You guys can see there its attack is 125, which means it'll be hitting hard regardless. And yeah, you guys will see here. It dies to a Alolan Golem in approximately 6 rock throws, guys. Every single rock throw will be doing 24 damage. So this is a matchup you have absolutely no hope in. It's just you got dominated by a Alolan Golem. So make sure to have a counter to Alolan Golem into the electrics when running Yanma. So that pretty much covers it for the PvP poke simulations of Yanma, and that covers it. I hope you guys learned from those examples, and I hope you found this helpful. As I showed off Yanma's best and worst matchups there for the most part. And as you guys know, or as I should be telling you, Yanma will be able to best the majority of the other flyer or the other bugs, as long as they don't have those flying charge moves or quick moves. And it can also wall the fighters and the grass Pokemon. And again, it has 2 stat boosting moves, that is Silver Wind and Ancient Power. So with all this said, let's get into the battles featuring Yanma. Alright guys, so getting into this first battle here, we are up against our friend Will. You guys have seen him on the channel before, and we have Yanma versus Grovyle. So that's a winning matchup for us. He's going to switch into that Alolan Golem, and we have the Lantern there to support the Yanma. So like I was just talking about, guys, you do not want to stay in against Alolan Golem at all. It will absolutely dominate you. And right here, it even brings our Lantern down very, very low. So very impressive from Alolan Golem. He gave me a lot of trouble today, especially against our opponent Will, who's been getting better and better as the days go on. And we hit that Grovyle with a final Thunderbolt, which he will not block because he knows he is resisting that. And this is where Yanma's going to come back in and shine. So he switches out into his Vespiquen. But this is yet again another great matchup for Yanma. As you can see though, we both are chipping each other down at the same rate, but we are going to fire Ancient Power and he doesn't shield. And you guys just saw how much damage that Ancient Power did. So yeah, that is one of the main selling points to Yanma. It has great coverage moves. The whole reason it can beat the other bugs is because it has access to the Ancient Power. And it also has that quick move Wing Attack, which will be dealing super effective damage. And it acts like a Noctowl as far as charging moves goes. So it gains the same energy. And yeah, it's just an overall fantastic bug type. But as a reminder, it is expensive, guys. It has to be max level at 100% IVs. Mine is close, but it is a lucky, and it's 13, 15, 15. So yeah, I decided I'd max it out. But anyways, here he's deciding to use his Yanma, and as you can see there, look at that, he gets a stat boost, guys, and that again is a 10% chance of happening, and it raises both your attack and defense levels by 2, and he gets another one back to back. So this is one of the other selling points of Yanma, guys. If you get that stat boost, you are going to run through a team. You guys will see here in a second. Boom, our Lantern is gone. He's gonna be shielding this. He's gonna commit all of his shields to it because it's boosted. All we can do now is hope our Vigoroth can finish this thing off, and he does shield that as well. As you can see, guys, those counters are doing virtually nothing to this Yanma, and that Body Slam doesn't even finish it off, guys. So he switches out into his Vigoroth. We go Yanma. This is a positive matchup because we have that shield. We decide to not shield, and that does hurt quite a bit, but we're going to fire back and hope for a boost with Silverwind. But of course, with our bad luck, we don't get the boost. So all we can do now is hope to fire off one more Hail Mary Silverwind, but he gets to a Body Slam, and that's GG for our Yanma. And all we have left is this Vigoroth. And let's see what he decides to bring in next. And it is that Yanma, guys, and this game is over. Whew. A lot of talking there. Sorry if I was talking too much, but I was trying to do a good play-by-play there and just show you guys how insane that Yanma was when it got that 2 boost. Oh my god, even my friend was shocked when he saw that. He said he couldn't believe his eyes, and you know, I couldn't either. I was just like, please don't be boost, please don't be boost. And he gets one, and then he gets a second one right after. That's when I knew it was game. A Yanma with a double boost is very hard to kill. So moving into this next game here, we open Vigoroth, and he decides to open his Vigoroth, but it's shiny, so it does more damage. Nah, just kidding. But no, we're gonna try to go for the piggyback here. So we decide to block this first body slam, and it looks like we did get that piggyback because of the animation there. And it looks like we are ahead on energy slightly. So we're gonna go for the second body slam now and see if he shields. He does not, so that's good. We win that matchup and we come out with an extra shield. And now this is where Yanma needs to block, because although it does beat Vigoroth in this kind of scenario, those body slams will be doing quite a bit. But this is where Yanma struggles, guys. It's against the tanky electric types. But as you can see, that Ancient Power did a lot of damage, and then he brings in this Golem. So no way I'm gonna be switching my Yanma into that. We have to shield this so we can keep our Yanma safe from this Golem, because that thing would destroy us. And then yeah, this is where Yanma struggles because it dies to one Thunderbolt. So you guys just witnessed in the first game how good Yanma can be with those coverage moves, but then here you witnessed how Yanma goes down in a bad matchup scenario. So obviously a majority of the bugs will go down to one super effective move. Let's say Sky Attack from Noctowl. That's pretty much a one shot. But if you provide Yanma shields, it will do very well at its job. So here we open Lantern, and he opens Venusaur. So this is a matchup Yanma would be incredible in, but he has that Golem. And look at that, guys. Our HP just went from nearly 100% to dead. Like that. And that is what you saw from the simulations I showed you guys earlier. That is exactly that scenario. So yeah, we just got annihilated by this Golem, and he hits us with that extra wild charge to do a ton of damage to our Lantern. And now he can just come back in with this Venusaur. We do decide to block that because we want to get some chip damage off on his Venusaur, because we have this Vigoroth in the back. So we bring it in, go for the quick body slam, and he decides to block. So we do have a potential way to win this matchup, and that's just by hitting this next body slam. But the real reason I brought in Vigoroth was for what's ever in the back, and it turns out to be Girafarig. So we're hoping and praying this body slam is enough, but it is not. But we do get to that body slam last second, one turn early, to finish off that Girafarig, and that is a GG and very close game. Both my Vigoroth and Lantern had about 1 health left, as you can see there. But yeah, I mean, that was a perfect example of how a lone Golem can easily shut down my Yanma. So let's get into the next game. Alright guys, jumping in this next game, we're going to be pairing Yanma with Fortress and see how that does. And then we're going to be leading Lantern. So we want to catch a flyer off guard, and it turns out to be Venomoth, which isn't quite a flyer, but it is a bug. So he switches into that Torterra, and you know, this would be a great matchup for Venomoth Yanma, sorry, as well. But that Torterra does have Stone Edge, so I don't want to forcefully shield, and that is why I brought in its Fortress. So all we can do is wait and see what's next. We know he has Venomoth still somewhere in the back, and he has a lone Golem, so we're gonna go for a cheeky Earthquake to see if we can get it through the shield. But he is smart, and he does not he does shield, sorry. But this is now a good matchup, a good scenario I should say, because we have Lantern, and that means he either has to let this lone Golem die or try to fight it out, which he will try to fight it out. But we do get to that extra Thunderbolt to feint the lone Golem, and now we can bring in this Yanma, which we have saved 2 shields for, guys. So that silver one is gonna be blocked, but he does get the boost, but it doesn't matter, guys, because we still have an extra shield. And we have that ancient power, which is crucial for this matchup. And that's going to take out that Venomoth, and that is a good game. That just like is the exact example of how Yanma can beat the other flying and bug types, or bug and poison types as well. It just has that amazing coverage move that is ancient power. I hope you guys have seen what it can do so far, and I hope you think it's like a strong pick at least. But here is an opening matchup where it struggles, but it surprisingly holds up pretty well against Noctowl, because it forces him to shield, and we still have half HP left even after all that. So we decide to switch into our Lantern, and he brings in that Torterra, so that's gonna hurt. But we just barely get to this Hydro Pump, and this is huge because he decides to forego his shield, and that thing is gone. And then he brings in Magnezone, so this is another counter to our Yanma. So he's definitely trying to counter us hard here. But now all we can really do is bring in our Fortress. We decide to not, or no, we do block it, and good for us because it was a Zap Cannon, so that would hurt a lot. And so right here we have to sacrifice our Yanma. We let that Zap Cannon come in, obviously. And all we can do now is try to farm this Magnezone the rest of the way to potentially kill this Noctowl, because he still has that shield. We do force it there, but he is going to get to one more Sky Attack, and that is going to nearly faint us. Luckily we get to one more Rock Tomb, but it's just not going to be even close to enough, guys. Noctowl is a beast. It's a tank. It has that HP, has that defense, I think. Yeah, he takes that game, so GG's. Let's move into the next game. Alright guys, jumping in this next game, we're going to be leading Yanma. Now, Yanma is a great lead, especially if your opponent leads with a Grass, leads with a Heracross or Breloom, or leads with a Vigoroth. So if you expect your opponent to play it safe and lead Vigoroth, then that is a great time to lead your Yanma. And especially if you get yourself a boost, keep that thing alive because it will do work. So here he leads with the Butterfree. Now this is a matchup I don't know because I just haven't seen Butterfree much, but he switches into Noctowl because he knows that's a losing matchup. But again, Lantern is a great partner when it's partnered with Yanma, because it covers its weakness to flying. You know, things like Golem and Magnezone, Magneton are all also great partners to Yanma, and pretty much to every single bug type there is. But now he brings in Venusaur, so this is going to be a great example of why Yanma is good in this cup, and why you should definitely not underestimate Yanma. So here we're going to bring it in, and we decide to not shield this Frenzy Plant. And look at that, guys. It doesn't even do that much damage. Like, that was maybe a third or less of my HP. And now he decides to bring in this Butterfree. So we're going to fire off that Body Slam. He decides to let it faint, and he has this Venusaur in the back. So we shield it up. We have that shield advantage. And we are going to force him, obviously, to shield this last Body Slam. He shields it. We're going to shield this Frenzy Plant. And this is pretty much a game over right when we get this Body Slam. And there it is. So that is a great showing from Yanma in full force, really. It had two great matchups against Venusaur and Butterfree. It can tank Frenzy Plants. It's a wall to the grass types. It has those potentially stat boosting moves, and it has that amazing coverage with ancient power. So I hope this video showed you guys that Yanma is one of the best bug types in its meta, because it has just great coverage overall. It beats the majority of the other bugs, besides the ones with a double flying moveset. like Masquerain and Scyther is what it struggles the most against, because they both have those flying quick and charge moves available, so it will struggle. But against any of the other bug types that only have access to bug and poison moves, it will dominate in those matchups. So yeah, it beats Vespiquen, it beats Venomoth, beats Dustox, and it'll beat a lot of the other bug types when you test it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I really hope you learned something from the beginning of the video when I showed it off against the meta, and additionally in these battles where I tried to put a spotlight on it, and I tried my best to show its strengths as well as its weaknesses. So again, thank you, Will, for the battles, man. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, because I know you were curious about Yanma as well, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are also. So this was purely a test for you guys to see. I wasn't considering Yanma early on, but I decided I have a lucky one. I'll power it up. I'll do a spotlight video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something about Yanma. So that wraps it up for the video, guys. If you are new, please don't forget to drop a subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below what you think of Yanma, and whether or not you will give Yanma a spot on your team. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, guys, I will talk to you all later. Have a good one.